Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to Bison's Aquarium. I'm Bob, and today we're having our trunk coffee, and today's kind of a special day. We have two permanent guests coming today in the form of two Jack Dempseys. Male and a female, and here's a picture of them. And we are preparing for them to show up today. From what I gather, they're coming from Elkins, North Carolina, and they've got a 45-minute trip coming here. I wasn't able to go get them because I just ain't got the gas, and they volunteered to go ahead and bring them to me. And on top of that, they're actually blessing me. They're actually bringing me a 40-gallon tank because I was scared to put them in here with Jake because I was afraid they was going to fight, and if they was going to fight, I wouldn't have had a place to put them because I've got the Grommies in the 20-gallon, and if I put the Jack Dempseys in with them, they'll end up hurting the Grommies, and I don't want to hurt the Grommies. So I was going to have to bail out. Well, I told her, I said, the only way I could take them is if another tank came with it. Well, they did have an extra tank, a 40-gallon tall, and they're transporting it in a 10-gallon tank. So they're giving me both tanks, plus a bunch of extra stuff that comes with it. And she's a really sweet person. I spoke to her yesterday on the phone, and now we're just getting prepared for it. Now, they're bringing a stand for the tank, but I really don't have a place to put a stand, so my gun cabinet is going to have to be turned into a aquarium stand. So I'll show you what we're planning. We're planning on turning this area into a aquarium stand. Now, this here is not the strongest in the world, but I think it's going to make a really nice aquarium stand for the 40-gallon tall. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go find me some either angle iron or some 2x4s. I don't know if I have any, but we're going to look and see if I've got a 2x4. If I do, I'm going to go in underneath this right here, and we're going to put one here, and we're going to put one here underneath this, and that will strengthen that enough to hold a 40-gallon tall. A 40-gallon tall, from what I understand, is about 300 pounds. So maybe more. I'm not sure. I don't think it was over 400 pounds. But I don't use the gun cabinet. My guns usually stay in my bedroom next to my bed because, God forbid, if something was ever to happen, that somebody broke in, I wouldn't want my guns out here in the living room for them to have, so they can use them against me. So I just don't use the gun cabinet. I built it thinking I was going to, but I just really, it's inconvenient. So we're going to turn this into a gun or a aquarium stand. Up here, we're going to be able to put, I'm going to build, now this here is all going to go away, except for these. I'll leave these here, this one here, and this one. And my angel we're going to have to find another place for my angel. Now that angel is very dear to me. I don't know, I may move that, put my angel there and move that somewhere else. But I'm thinking that we're going to use this to make a overhead sump filter system. We're going to go today to Lowe's and see if we can get a window flower pot. You know, the long flower pots that you put on the window seal. And we're going to try to build a filter pump for the 40 tall. I've seen Joey over at DIY. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put the name of it down here at the bottom. I've watched him make one, and it just goes over top of the back side of your tank, and you basically pump the water from the tank into it. It goes into it, and then it comes back out and then back into the tank. And we're going to go today and see if we can't get a flower pot and try to find us a fitting to go to the size hose that I have, and may even try to find some clear hose depending on how much money I have. I don't have a whole lot of money to spend on this, so anyway, that's where we're at. So I'm really excited today. I'm up really early. It's 5:50 this morning, and they're probably getting ready to prepare to bring these two fish, and we're going to try to give them a good home. Alright guys, we got them here. We got both Jack Dempseys here. We got the male and the female, and they don't look very happy, and I don't blame them. They ain't very happy. They're in a 10-gallon tank. That's what they transported them here in, and I've got to get them in a regular tank, but they brought a 40-gallon tank with them, and here's where we're going to put it. And this is the condition that I got it in. It's in pretty bad shape, and it's got its issues. This tank is not safe. I need to make a new band because somebody took the center brace out. He said that the person who had it before cut that out to get a filter in, which I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. This is the filter that we're going to use. I made this morning, and basically it's got a coupler that goes here, and then the hose will go down to this fitting that goes to a pump, and them fish are not happy with me being standing here. And then this pump will pump water into here, come through here, down into here, through this. I'm going to have that down in there like that, underneath this snout. And the water will go through this, through all this lava rock, and then out this hole right here. So this is going to be the filter that we use, and that will work. Let's go over here and test it out and see how this is going to work. See, we can set that right there like that. And I got to make a canopy for it So we could probably take and turn it around like that. And set it right there like that. I don't know yet. Alright guys, after carefully inspecting the tank, we've got a leaky spot right here. And we got to take all the tape off of it. And we got to cut all this out and reseal it. This tank is it's a 1994 tank. And see if we can get that to come up pretty nice. Alright, we got a bad spot right there that's going to leak. We've got a bad spot right here that's going to leak, as you can pull that away from it. And that's all I need to see. I don't need to see any more. Alright, we got to fix this. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I'm debating on whether to get a piece of plexiglass that's about that wide and glue it with some pins, maybe some plastic pins. If I can drill some pin holes and find me some plastic dowels, then we can sandwich 2 pieces of plexiglass on this little lip right here, drill us 2 holes here, 2 holes here, same thing on this side, and repin it and silicone it at the same time. I believe that will fix this tank and we won't have no issues with it. So that will be a permanent fix. I have fixed them before like that, and of course the last one I fixed had a little more meat because it was broke and all the pieces was still there, because I think it broke right here. So I just kind of cut it off right here, that far away from it, and repinned it with rubber or plastic screws. This is a little different. We're going to have to use pins and silicone. And I think that'll work just fine. So, but right now we're getting all the calcium out of it. You can see all the hard water calcium deposits that's on this, and these come from leaving the water low too long. I always keep my level clear up to the top, about that far, about halfway between the plastic bottom and this ridge. So I always go about halfway right here. I never let it get lower. Like for instance, this one right here, that water calcium deposits that rest in there, like this right here. Now this was really bad. I've already steel wooled it and everything. So it was really bad. This tank hasn't had anything in it for a long time. It's actually set in storage. I can tell just by the way this tank is. It does have some chips right there, but they're not major. They're not major. They should work just fine. I've seen them in worse shape than that. This tank is reusable. any more damage, it would be iffy. But this tank's had a hard life. But other than those two places there where it's coming apart, right here and right here, there really ain't nothing else wrong with this. Now this is going to be the back side, and this side's going to get painted black. We got a roller, and we're going to paint this side black. For now, we're going to go ahead and start cleaning the inside of this. And my battery's about ready to die, so I'm going to clean it, and then we'll be back when it's time for me to scrape this. Now this tank has been resealed before. You can tell right here because the person who did it didn't do a very good job. And this caulking's been on here for a long time, but it has been resealed before. So let me get the thing cleaned up. I want to get the glass clean and see what we got, what we're dealing with. This is going to be a nice tank when I'm done with it. So stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, next step is we've got to clean cleaner. It's not clean yet, but the next step is we want to take and get the hottest water that we can stand, and that's pretty hot, and rinse out our rags because we don't want no dirt that came out of it going back in it. So we're going to clean these up the best we can. And I feel so sorry for these poor fish. They are miserable right now. Poor thing. That's alright. We're going to make them happy again. Like Donald Trump said, we're going to make it great again. So, my coffee got cold. Need to heat that bad boy up, don't I? Yeah, I feel sorry for them poor fish. I got lucky. Even though I have to reseal this tank and fix the top, I still consider myself lucky because I was blessed. You know, originally I was just getting 2 fish that were going to go in my 55, and because they were bigger, I decided that I didn't want to do that, and the people I got it from said that they'd bring me a 40-gallon tank, because I told them the only way I could take them is if I had another tank with it. So they told me that they had this 40, so apparently this was in storage. And they gave me a lot of stuff. They gave me a brand spanking new tank vac and a whole bunch of test kits. I had bought a test kit for mine, an API test kit, and it didn't have the cards with it. So there's a brand spanking new API test kit in this box that, and I'll show you what all came with. It came with this, and it's got sand all over it. I don't want to jar it around too much. It came with this top fin gravel vac, which is going to come in handy. And I got a bunch of filter stuff. You know, this is a canister that part of it's missing. I got a live holder for babies, and just, you know, charcoal, which I've been desperately needing. A bunch of test kits. 2 of the air bubble pumps, air pumps. Aqua Safe, that's good to have. This is good to have because that's the same thing. A brand new test kit, ain't never been opened yet. pH down, so I'm not going to worry about the pH because wherever it's at, it's where it's going to stay. Algae wafers for the Placos. I've already gave one of them to the fish. It's just a bunch of stuff came with it, and I think they was pretty nice to give me this stuff, and they didn't have to. They even brought the fish to me because I couldn't afford to go that far away. So, you know, these people are great people. They did me a favor. You know, originally I was just getting fish, you know, and look what I got. So, you know, another few dollars, I can reseal it and fix the top. Won't cost me nothing for that. And because I can just repaint it. I got enough material there to repaint it. So, you know, it is what it is. So, look at that poor bastards. They sure are freaking mad. They look so sad. I just cleaned the inside of this glass. I don't like them in that 10-gallon, but I really don't have no choice right now. So I put some of the Aqua Safe in it, and because it was filled up to about right here, and I just went ahead and put Aqua Safe in it for a 10-gallon tank, which is 2 teaspoons full, and alternated warm water, cold water, and I've got my temperature at 78 degrees, no heater. The pump's running. By morning, this will be crystal clear. So hopefully tomorrow evening, I can start setting this tank up. Alright guys, we're on my old cell phone. My new cell phone, for some reason, it keeps trying to focus. I don't know, I don't think I had that problem with the old phone. So we're on the old phone now, and I had to stop on the SJ cam because it kept shutting off. And wouldn't you know, I've had a battery on charge all night, and it only had 1 bar when I put the new battery in it. So apparently the batteries ain't no good. Or the camera's gone bad. But I got all the silicone out. It took 3 razor blades to do it. So now we're getting ready to take the white caulk out of the gun that I used before. So I got a little bit left. And we're using all-purpose 100% silicone. Got to be 100% silicone. Permanently waterproof, lifetime guarantee. Windows, doors, attic, trim, flashing. Clear. And that's what we're going to use. That's what I always use. Sorry, I had to go get my knife. Alright, so now we're going to cut just a small bead. We don't want too large of a bead because then you start making a mess. Well, I think my knife's a little dull. Alright, so we just got a little bit off of it. And now, I don't know why I put that on there. I've got to poke it out with the poker. Always make sure you got a nasty rag, because that stuff will be everywhere. Alright. Now, you always have a game plan. And double check before you start, because you don't want to stop. Now, what I usually do is I'll run the bottom bead first, and then I'll come up. And we'll see how this goes. I don't use masking tape. It comes out however it comes out. It's my signature. And I hate doing these. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. You definitely don't want to breathe it in. That stuff will take your breath away. Alright, then I just take my finger and I start here in the corner and I just lightly push on it. Come back. Same thing on this side. Same thing on this side. Now when I get to the top, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of squishing it up into the corner as soon as I get up to the top. And I'll show you what we got. Nice bead all the way, or nice little smooth bead all the way down, all the way around, all the way up. Looking pretty good. Looks like a professional. All four corners. Looking pretty snazzy. And then I just squeeze it up into the corners. And that is how you reseal a tank. And you look on the outside of it here, it looks just like it would if you seen a brand new tank. That's exactly how they look. It goes quick. The worst part is getting all the other old stuff out. So this time tomorrow, I'll be putting water in this. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys out on learning how to seal a tank. This is probably about my 10th tank done. So anyway, you guys have a good one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Later.